Okay, so what I'm doing here, these are the setup cartridges, the printer cartridges that come with the printer. And this is from the HP Office Pro 8600 printer. These are the ones that came with it. And it's just a curiosity, really, basically, because they're the same size as the real cartridges, but somehow have less ink. But now, it's not that much less ink, I don't think, because these setup cartridges lasted almost a year. It was kind of amazing. Anyway, I'm just curious to see if they've got it walled off in there, or whether or not it really is a full cartridge or what. So I'm going to start by trying to pry it open, and if that doesn't work, I'm going to cut it open. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I got it open, and I've got to say this is nothing like I thought it was going to be. Of course, I didn't know what I was going to find. I didn't know at all what I was going to find in there, but what I found was pretty nifty. I really think this is neat, and I've been looking at this for about 10 minutes, trying to figure it all out. And I'll try to explain what I think is going on here the best I can. Of course, this is what I pried off of it. This was the top, and I pried it off, and you can clearly see the yellow. This was the yellow cartridge, and so you can see the outline, and you can see that outline. You can see exactly where I pried it off. And actually, when you look at the other cartridge, you can actually see that silhouette of the ink chamber in there. And that being the top, and it was pretty hard to get apart. I must say, glued on or fused somehow. Definitely a tight seal. And so I'm going to explain this the best I can. The gas add. Now, of course, you have some electric contacts right there, and that is what's communicating with the printer. And you have two metal plates here, and you can see, now looking at this one, let me get the screwdriver. My screwdriver is now yellow. Okay, this is going to be my best guesses on this. Okay, if you look at this thing right here, this big rectangular thing that's now bent up, of course, when the top is on, that is more flush. It's pressed down, and the top presses it down. You can tell that those corners, there, and there, fit there, and there, and that's what forces it to press down. And that stays. There's an ink bag in there, and that is, since that is on top of the bag, yes, so the ink bag must go in first, and then that plate that has this on it goes on top of the ink bag, and that is giving your other contact, your contact plate. It's metal. And then you have this other one here that faces down on it, and it attaches, these little ringlets attach to these little nubs on the top. And obviously what happens is that when the bag drains completely, and this is still attached to the top, what happens is there's a break in the contact, and that tells the printer that the cartridge is out of ink, I think, or it's even more attuned and can somehow give you the level of ink which is amazing to me. But anyway, underneath that, I've lost my tweezers. Okay. Underneath this thing, and I can already see that it got jammed. It's going to be stuck right there. There we go. Now underneath that, okay, I moved it over enough to see. Underneath that is that little ball, which of course is your valve controlling the ink flow. And on here, you have another ball there that actually comes all the way out into the printer. And that spring keeps it closed, and the printer controls the flow. Now my best guess is that this entire chamber, maybe, because I see yellow residue on a lot of things. I see yellow residue on the spring, certainly on the bag, on the plates, on the ball, and on the seal. I think it might be possible that the entire chamber fills with, I don't know if it really fills with ink. This is what I don't know, and I'm going to admit that I don't know. I don't know what happens there, but it's possible that the ink fills the chamber. And if anybody knows and wants to explain, please let me know. I'm curious. That's why I pull these things apart, is because I'm curious, and I'm wondering if anybody else is curious about these type of things as well. That's why I post these. Some things are really hard to get apart. I actually injured myself trying to get this apart because I wasn't being careful, and so I just wanted to make sure I show. Oh, here's some more evidence. There is ink on the top of that chamber. So, but I don't know if there was enough ink in that bag to fill the chamber, or maybe something's under. I don't think it would be under pressure. I don't know how the flow works, but here's a good look at how the printer gets its indication on whether or not the cartridge is empty or not. And I'm not going to open the other one because it's going to be exactly the same, I'm pretty sure. Now, when I started this, I was doing this to trying to figure out what is the difference between, as it says here, a setup cartridge and a full-blown cartridge. And I think it's probably pretty clear. Now, I'm not going to open up one of the new ones. The new ones are brand new. I just put it in the printer. But my guess, it's an easy guess, is that this area that's marked off here, I'm guessing on the real cartridges that's not cordoned off, and that the whole cartridge is filled with ink rather than just a small amount. Now take a look at this. I decided to try to pry that. I didn't see any contacts anywhere else in the I didn't see any electrical contacts anywhere else in the whole cartridge, and so I decided to pry this little contact off to see where it leads, and it's just glued on there. It's all by itself. I don't know exactly what's going on, so all I'm going to really do is just show an extreme close-up there. That's of the top, of course. But now I'm also going to be able to show you. Okay. I seem to get close enough to that. It broke into two pieces as I was taking it off. And that is the underside of. Okay, so you have 4 contacts there. And here's the underside of 2 of them. can see it appears to be a little circuit board. You can't quite get a hold of that to flip it. Or maybe I can. Yeah, you see the contacts on one side and circuit board on the other. And of course the other two contacts are still on there. And as you peel those up, you can see that it's the same thing under there. Had to get the exacto. Same thing. So this is the little card that identifies. I think that what's happening here, I think this is the little identifier that says this is a real HP cartridge, and this is probably the whole reason why other cartridges won't work in there. And I don't know if that's an electric contact or what right there. So I don't even really have a good explanation here. I'm just showing what I found, because there's nothing on the other side of this. I'll flip that over. See, it's just plastic. And I don't think that little square under there, the aluminum color square, I don't think that's metal, but it might be. Just showing a close-up of that little thing. Seems to be a little miniature circuit board. Okay, on to the next part. And that's my best guess. If anybody knows, let me know. But here's a, this is just a good look inside for anybody that's curious. I sure was curious, and I sure was surprised. That's pretty neat. And I hope you got a kick out of it. I appreciate you watching. Thanks for watching.